When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply. When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Saints Twitter podcast coming at you. I'm going to preemptively apologize if the energy is a little down, if I seem a little down. It's 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've already taken my trazodone, which is like a sleep aid that typically knocks me out. But we had some issues earlier. Ryan and Bree were driving back from New Orleans back to Alabama from the game and had some car problems. And so we could have recorded this Monday night and had it up on Tuesday, but you said, you know what, man, the Saints in the worst season that any of us can think of since the Mike Ditka era probably, still was able to sweep the Falcons this season. Somehow, some way. Still was able to sweep them. So we wanted to come on, record something. It's not going to be a very long recap episode, but we wanted to have something up. So when it's posted on Monday, when you're listening to it, you can appreciate it. I know you were at the game, most of the game, Ryan. I know you didn't stay for the whole game, but just from your observations being there, feet on the ground, what were your thoughts of the team's performance today?
Well, I mean, look, bro, they came in and, they started off fast, which was nice. I thought the first series offensively was about as clean as you can ask for. The pass game was working real easily. Dean Pease got hurt in warm-ups, so the Falcons didn't have a DC. So
if that's not the most Saints Falcons shit I'd ever heard of, bro.
Just the fact that it didn't happen to us actually shocks me.
Right. Although someone take out Dion sideline, bro. Gonna be that Drake meme, bro. Like, oh no, not DA. Oh shit. Oh Lord.
But yeah, man. Offensively, I thought they played clean. I thought Dalton was Dalton, man. Dalton really doesn't change week to week.
He's been all right, man. Like
he's fine. He's fine. You know what I'm saying? He's fine. He puts the ball where it needs to be. It's just everything within about 20 yards or so. So, he was looking good defensively. I thought they got after it real well. Energy was nice. You know what I'm saying? Just watching from my perspective, I thought everybody played with good energy and stuff like that. You looked like your normal, your normal Saints versus Falcons game, bro. Like I kind of forgot for a moment of where I was, like where we are as far as the season and all that stuff. And I was just like, man, this just seems like a good old fashioned Falcons Saints game, where we just trying to get out of here with a W. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you knew what would happen. Like when they went up with that score, bro. Bree was like, let's get out of here, so we could beat the traffic and all that. It was like 21-10. I'm like, I know this shit ain't gonna last. I tell you, by the time I got down on Poitras, was about to book my Uber, I looked up, pull up NFL Network. It was 18-21. I said, God damn it. I was so glad I left. These niggas about to lose.
Man, I watched most of the game. I had I flew back from the Bay Area today, back to LA. So, but I was still able to watch most of the game. But there was a series where the Saints, it was so reminiscent against the Bucks, of how, for whatever reason, like this team can't, and I mean, I know why, it's coaching, but this team cannot close out fucking games. They can't do it, bro. Can't do it. Absolutely cannot do it. It's. I mean, I'm trying not to be too pessimistic on this podcast because this comes after a win. They swept the Falcons. They won today. And for all the optimistic fans, there's still marginal chance that they can win the NFC South. They're not going to win. But what we saw today, I want to start with the good. I'm not going to start with the negative. Today has shown, and this season has shown, that you legit have offensive weapons and players that you can build upon with Raheem Shaheed and Juwan Johnson. The transformation that Juwan Johnson has done this season has legitimately become a tight end one. Is going to end up with what? Almost close to 10 touchdowns in the season? Like something,
yeah, bro.
He's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of the season. Easily a player to me. You put and it all comes, with the cap number or whatever, but you got to put at least a second round tender on him. At least you have to. You got to.
No question.
And then you have Shaheed, who has essentially taken the mantle as being wide receiver too. Jarvis Landry has. I don't know what the issue with Jarvis is. He had a bad drop today. I don't know what the issue is with him, but Shaheed, his speed, his route running, you put that next to Olave, all you're really missing, honestly, to kind of as a basketball team is you need, in theory, that should have been Mike if you had not got hurt, but you need that possession receiver, that one that go over the middle and that can make contested catches. Then you have it all with Olave, Shaheed, and there's pieces here for next year. Now we'll see how that's deployed depending on who's coaching the team, but they got the ball. They went 3 and out one drive, and I didn't see that drive. And then they were able to hold the Falcons, I believe. They were able to hold Falcons, yeah. And then they got the ball back, and I said it. I said out loud, I said, these dudes about to go 3 and out again.
Yep.
And I just knew it, bro. I just know this team. I know this team, and sure enough, they went 3 and out. The defense the defense was able to hold. They came up with a big play of a combination of Bradley Roby and Justin Evans, who we've shit on this, justifiably so, shit on this podcast with most of the season. But Justin Evans had a big hit on Drake London. It popped it out, caused a fumble. Bradley Roby was able to, recover it, and they were able to squeak by, get enough first downs, ice the game essentially besides 9 seconds. The Falcons did have 9 seconds, to get in field goal range, but they weren't able to. It was a good win, but the Juwan Johnson thing, the Sheed thing stands out. But there are other things that just kind of so glaring to me. It's just where did the run defense go? Where did it go?
Yeah, man. That was kind of disheartening because you knew they were going to try to run the ball. First of all, that's what they do. And then you start the rookie quarterback. So they wanted to take the pressure off the quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, the run that's been all year. The run defense hadn't been terrible because, they can stop a run game when they really want to, but it's been spotty at best. You know what I'm saying? But I thought they did it. I mean, look, the Falcons didn't ask Desmond Ridder to do a ton. They kept it pretty simple for him, and honestly, he looked like a rookie. You know what I mean? He moved well. They did a lot of boots, kind of get him out of the pocket and stuff like that. But I mean, the Saints defense was on it pretty much, man. He couldn't really get much going in the pass game. But yeah, that especially the ending of the game, where it's like, man, they just needed a couple yards, like to close the game out, and they just couldn't get it, bro.
It was inches. It was inches,
bro. They just couldn't get it, bro. And that to me was really glaring. Like that to me underscored, like going into next season, I don't care who the coach is, like your run offense has to be like top of the list. It's like, because I mean, I'm not smart enough to diagnose everything, but it's like, it seems like the offensive line is basically like a man-to-man offensive line. Like there's no real run scheme. It's just like, you take that guy, you take that guy, and try to overpower him. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no real run blocking scheme to it. And you just depending on the running backs to hit the hole when it opens up.
Yep.
It's just watching it in person, it was just like, man, like they can't run the ball. Like they can't. You know, Alvin Kamara popped off a few who's the running back, Johnson?
David Johnson.
David Johnson. He had a few decent runs, then he fumbled. Which was like, okay, you expected something like that to happen. It's like, of course he would fumble. Like, get this fuck out of here. And then but like, yeah, man, it's just one of those glaring things. Like, man, just a team like this that wants to run the ball, that's what they want to do. They want to come out every game running the ball. And they can't do it. Like, they just can't really run the ball. You know, it's kind of like the Rams. Rams are caught in the same position. A couple other teams. It's like, it's like, I don't understand how that happens. I don't know if that's a talent thing. I don't know if that's just a coaching thing. I don't know. But I know that just needs to be an emphasis going forward, you know, whatever happens next
year. It does. Ross Jackson did a great job of illustrating, you know, AK's. He put in context using, I believe it was Next Gen. I don't know the stats, but you know, when the charts, the graphs that does the plays, he showed today's game against the Falcons that AK had, and then showed other games that AK has had against the Falcons that he's also had decent to good games. And he just really pointed out how even though AK had like a whole over 100 scrimmage yards and all that, everything was just so condensed with him as a player. Like they had a little in around with him, and then he had a couple of check downs, you know, but like that's it. And when you look at those graphs, it was just like, what, like, holy shit. Like it is stark. It is extremely, extremely stark. We talked about in the previous show how it was very important. Like in this game, they had to shut down, you know, Cordero Patterson. For the most part, they did. Yeah, they did a decent job against him. But then it's like, oh, like Tyler, you know, Algier, like the rookie running back the Falcons had like 122 yards and a touchdown, bro. It was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, what is this? Like, where does this guy come from? Who is he? Like, what the?
And I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. This motherfucker was on the bench, and I was just like, oh shit. The crazy thing is when the Saints had their second 3 and out, and they punted, and the Falcons got the ball. Part of me was like, this is it. This is how DA loses his job. This is it. This is it. Like, I'm sorry, man. If he would have blown, and I know 14 points isn't a large lead, but if you blow 14 points to the Falcons,
that's
like against like a bad Falcons team, bro. Like I think that would have put the nail in the coffin, bro. I really do. Now I'm not saying in hindsight, like I'm glad that they won, or like I'm not glad that they won, because I am glad that they won. I'm glad they beat the Falcons. I'm glad the Saints and us as fans didn't have to be, you know, a butt of a joke of whatever. But all that said, I was like, this is how we do it. It's about to happen. Like I felt it. I felt it, man.
And then at the end of the game, after they won, I was like, damn, We about to keep DA, huh?
Yep, we 100%, bro.
100%.
This man, he is. What is he? What's his record? He is 16-46 as an NFL head coach.
But he swept the Falcons.
He sure did. He sure did. I'm trying to think anything else like about this game that kind of just really stood out to me. Can we just quickly talk about how just insane that Marshawn Lattimore isn't on IR, bruh? Or was not put on IR?
Like, what is going on, man? Like, I understand it was a tricky injury, but it's like, what is going on there? It's like, shut the guy down. Like, it
makes no sense, man.
And like, DA is like, yeah, we'll see. And then they put what's the co-DC name? Chris Richard. They put Chris Richard out there, and his presser, and he's like, nah, I don't think he's gonna play. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He's like, we got to see if he can even handle contact at this point. I'm like, what? Trying to see if he can handle contact. It's like, why is this man not on IR, man? Like, put the guy on IR and so let him bounce back next season. Like, what's going on with the decisions here, bro? Like, is DA still thinking, like, man, if we could just get in the playoffs,
bro? That would not surprise me at all.
At all. I'm telling you, that's what he's thinking. Because DA know if he could sneak into the playoffs and maybe, sneak out a win against like the Giants or something. I mean, he solidified, bro. He got to be another 2-3 years, bro.
Made in the shade, bro. Don't let him pull. Don't let him pull some shit and be like an actual team, like the Vikings or like the Cowboys, bro.
Oh, man.
Good night. Speaking of the secondary,
speak on it.
Alontae Taylor's that dude. Dude. I've seen him in person playing twice against the Niners, and when we were at the game against the Raiders. So we saw in person what he did against Devontae Adams. They didn't put him just on Drake London, which I think probably not the best move because Drake London had his better games that he's had in a while. But he is referring to Alontae Taylor. He's a player. He continues the trend of us completely shitting on whoever the Saints drafted in the second round of the draft and have absolutely been stud football players. First was Pete Warner. Now it's Alontae Taylor. He's a dude. And Joey during the Zoom says his favorite running bit in the NFL now is how he just can't get an interception. Like, that's just the bit. Bro. Like, there's
if you watched this game, he was trying to get an interception too.
Bro, he should have had a pick six. Should have had a 97-yard pick six.
Oh, man. And he was in the hip. He was in the hip of every. I watched him closely, bro. And even though my seats was high in the sky, it was right there on the.
That's even better to watch sometimes.
So it was like all 22. I was like,
yep.
I was watching him real closely, and he plays so well, man. He will drop and read the wide receivers, release where they get to the top of their stem, and just like he can't be moved. Like once he gets to the top, it's like boom, it's like they hit a brick wall, and he's on their ass, bro. Like it's like a man-to-man press corner and a guy that could probably play some zone and stuff. Man, I think it's time for Debo. You got to worry about this year, but next year, bro. Like if it's Sean and Latte, I wouldn't be mad at all, man.
Oh, man. I don't know if that means for. I mean, if you again, we've talked about this a little bit, but if you're a smart defensive coordinator, you're a smart defensive coach, you gotta tell Debo like, you gotta jump in that slot, bro. Like
in that slot, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying trade a Debo because you want, we've learned this season. Yeah, like you want as many corners as you can have, good playing corners. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying get rid of Debo or nothing like that, but I'm saying like if you want your best defense, man, you put Alante and Sean on the outside, boy, and get some physicality. Then you could just cook up so much, bro. I'm not saying Alante is going to be as good as Lattimore. Like Lattimore's
Right.
top 5 corner, but I mean, just look at cornerback is hard as a rookie, bro. Hard,
man.
Hard to play. And this game, when because they targeted him 9 times this game. He allowed 3 catches for 23 yards, bro. And yeah, I know it was Ritter throwing the ball and all that stuff, but we've seen it like week to week. It's not like this was a fluke game. So it's just seeing him progress and play. He plays with so much confidence, man.
He does, man.
Well, I think I'm okay as far as evaluating corners, and I just see like he's gonna be good. Like I'm not really worried about his progress as long as he stays healthy and he's not a knucklehead or nothing like that. I think he's gonna be a good player.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like I enjoy watching Saints games just to watch him play. Like that's how good he's been and has become this season. Isn't it just wild? Just real quick, Desmond Ritter.
There was a time when sunlight turned the earth into a gallery, when elegant estates welcomed works of art that drew us closer and closer together. It was a captivating time. It was spring, this spring at Biltmore. Plan your visit or overnight stay so you can enjoy the marvelous works of Chihuly while every corner of Biltmore blooms. Reserve now to get spring savings at Biltmore.com.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on your Memorial Day barbecue, all in the Kroger app. Get pints of juicy Georgia-grown blueberries for $1.99 each with a digital coupon. Then get select varieties of flavorful Powerade, Body Armor Super Drink, or Arizona tea for 77 cents each, all with your card. Shop these deals at your local Kroger, less than 5 miles away. Or tap the screen now to download the Kroger app to save big today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Prices and product availability subject to change. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Had like a completion percentage of 50%. Had didn't even cross 100 yards passing. Got sacked 4 times, and the Saints still only won by 3 points, bro. Like, ain't that wild?
That years
shout out to Rob on Twitter for tweeting out that Desmond Ritter didn't throw for 100 yards, and we still almost lost.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like that game should have been a thumping. You should have thumped the shit out of the Falcons.
Thumping, bro.
Like, come on, man. Like, handle that little lightweight, man. I mean, they defensive coordinator was put on a cart. Got put on a cart. Like, how much would Greg Williams pay for that? You know what I'm saying? Got a cart off on a defensive coach, man. Like, that's some shit. But, speaking of other, young players like, Shaheed, as we talk about every week, man, boys, another dude, bro. Like, get him the ball more and more, man. He moves so well. Like, he just moves different. He does, man. He's just so explosive in short spaces. Had the big play to him from Taysom Hill. I thought they used Taysom Hill nicely in this game on some runs and had him throw the ball. It's like, what happens to Pete sometimes? Because sometimes Pete will just come out of nowhere and start cooking a few things. It's like, what's this?
Oh, no, bro.
It's like, what is going on with you, Pete, bro? Like,
it's funny. Sometimes I think it'd be like, oh shit! If I keep calling some good plays like this, they don't think I'm gonna want to be back next season. Let me cool off. let me.
That's just how I be at my job, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I start looking at my little productivity. I'm like, ooh, shit. I haven't closed that many tickets the past couple of weeks. Let me go hard for a day or two and then chill the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, man. Speaking of the whole it being the Saints won by 3, all that, and I know I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not, but seeing two things today, just juxtaposed to the Saints, kind of tells the full story. Detroit Lions were 1-5. Start the season, bro. 1-5. They are now 7-7.
Yep.
Second in the NFC North, and might fuck around and make the playoffs, bro. The Lions.
Yep.
Playoffs. 1-5.
Lions.
You talked
buried.
You talked about how you know sometimes it just seems like the offensive line doesn't even have like a plan. They're out there just blocking, bro. Just blocking.
Yeah.
You've also said in the past on this very podcast of how sometimes, like you just talked about it, right? Sometimes Pete Carmichael cooking, sometimes he getting cooked, bro. Just like, let's do this one. Let's run this one, right?
Calling plays, yeah.
Ben Johnson, hashtag give me the Johnson, did something in this game against the Jets today to beat them where I can't really explain it. There's a good Twitter video explaining it for someone who covers the Lions, but I'll try to keep it very concise, short and concise. Basically, on the fourth down early in the game, they call a play, and Amon-Ra St. Brown kind of leaks out, and they kind of move the pocket. They move the pocket, and Jared Goff kind of rolls to his right and hits him for a gain to convert on first down, or convert and get the first down. This is 4th and 3. Game is on the line pretty much. The Lions have to score a touchdown. They run this action where it's almost the exact same play. So all the action offensively is flowing to the right. The Jets have a good defense, a good, fast, good-ass defense. But sometimes, when you play in a good, fast defense, sometimes they're very over-aggressive in their pursuit.
Yeah.
So Ben Johnson calls a play where all the action is going right. And just this tight end, little second string, third string tight end, bro. Just leaks out a little bit to the left. All the action defensively is going to the right. Jared Goff hits him. Boom. About like a 30, 40-yard touchdown. End up being the game winner, bro. That is plays. That is just great offensive play calling. The funny thing is the Saints try to do some similar shit against the Bucks, or what play who they ran with the Merritt play, bro, where he was like the fullback. I don't know, was that the Bucks? I don't remember what game it was.
Was that the Bucks?
It was the Bucks, bro. Yeah. They doing the exact same thing, bro. Like, we're gonna put Merritt in. It's always gonna be like a run tail, and they try to do the same thing, and they try to pass off of it. Shit didn't work. So sometimes execution doesn't work, but like I also think sometimes like if you have a good, smart play caller, like that helps with the execution, if that makes any sense.
Right.
And I saw that and I was like, man, you bring Ben Johnson here, you give him Olave, you give him Shaheed, you give him AK and Juwan Johnson, bro. I need it, bro. Man. I need it. I need Ben Johnson, bro. Need it to happen.
Needed to happen, bro. Needed to happen. And I'm still, even though, AK had one of his better games today, I'm still like, man.
It just felt very meh. Just meh.
Two receptions.
Shit is bad with AK and his utilization when fucking John Hendricks is tweeting out like there's crucial third down calls in this game against the Falcons. Crucial 3rd and 1s, and he wasn't on the fucking field, Ryan.
On the field, bro. I watched him come off the field. He's got that little look on him. I'm like, oh my god.
John Hendricks is like, John Hendricks is like, what are you doing? When John Hendricks
against Falcons linebackers, like the Falcons linebackers are trash, bro.
When John Hendricks and Ross Jackson is calling out the team on Twitter for coaching and bad mistakes, even in a win, it tells you everything you need to know. I just brought up the example against using the Lions and Ben Johnson. Let's flip this shit Let's go to a game today, bro. Let's talk about the Jags and Cowboys. Can we talk about the Jags and Cowboys, bro?
Ooh, boy.
6-8. Well, they Jacksonville came in this game 5-8. Cowboys were sitting pretty in the NFC at 9-3. They fall to the Cowboys in this game. They get down in this game. And Doug Peterson, who is a quarterback whisperer, is now bringing out the best of Trevor Lawrence, showing that he is deserving of the praise of where he got drafted. His team fought back, got that game to overtime. And the Cowboys defense ain't no scrubs, bro. Like, they got a squad defense
at all.
And they got 30 points put on them against the Jags?
Bruh.
And when the Saints interviewed Doug Peterson, they had this man on Zoom, right?
On Zoom.
He just won a Super Bowl in 2018, bro.
That man on Zoom, bro. On Zoom, man.
The Jags might fuck around and win the AFC South. The fucking Titans keep stumbling, bro. Like, this is some real shit. All I'm saying this is to say, coaching, especially in the NFL, is so paramount. I'm not trying to discredit the Saints from winning today. I'm not. But they were inches away from not winning that game. And that game today against the Falcons was way fucking closer than it should have been. DA made some dumb decisions. I don't know if it was DA or Pete or whoever the fuck ever made some dumb decisions in this game. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, it's coaching. When AK is talking about, when he was asked during this week about him lacking in like screen passes and shit like that, his responses was, you'll have to ask Pete, and I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
Hello?
Like, he is sending messages, man. He is sending messages. And it's unfortunate, too, bro, because it's a great player, man. It's a great player. One of the players I just enjoy watching, and I hate to see when players aren't utilized correctly. You know,
he's being wasted,
like I
bro.
said, he had a nice game.
He's being wasted.
He had 21 attempts, but it's like, man, you should be abusing these Falcons, bro. It's like, man, why don't y'all? And, they kept going back to the run. Obviously, they wanted to run the ball. But just from the first series, I was like, this is a thrower game here. Like, this is a thrower game. You could abuse these boys. You should cook them up. Some flea flickers. Give me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some cooking. Nothing, bro. It's cooking. I mean, he cooked a little bit, but it's like, you got to put this team away, bro. You go up 21 points, that ain't nothing. I mean, you saw what the Vikings did the other day. No lead is safe in this NFL. None. So what Cincinnati did today in the Tampa Bay Bucks, in the Bucks game, no lead is safe. And, we were lucky we was facing like a rookie quarterback and, a defensive coordinator on IR. Because if it was somebody a little more astute, they could have won that game, bro.
Greg Rosenthal tweeted me. He said if Mariota started that game, the Falcons probably win.
I truly believe that. And that's not saying Mariota is great, but he was just good enough. You know what I'm saying? Just good enough to hit a couple of those passes that needed to be made to get this game out of whack. But look, man, Saints got a W.
They did.
They did what they had to do to win. They won. So, how many wins they got now? 5?
5.
They got 5 wins on the season. We'll see where it goes from here. But the light is shining on DA for a week.
It is, bro.
Because he beat the Falcons. It was nice to be at the game, though. Nice crowd in there. It wasn't packed, so I did see quite a bit of empty seats all around the dome. I thought that was interesting, but it was a good crowd, man. A little shit talking here and there, but I'm like, man, like they gotta, this has to be reflected in the balance sheet some kind of way where they're seeing, these. I mean, it's talking about a Saints Falcons game. It used to be hard to get tickets for that game.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm saying? So it's like they gotta be seeing this shit, bro. And I'm not saying that'll be the catalyst for them getting rid of DA, but I'm just saying it's something they got to put on the list. Like, come on now, shit,
something.
Got to do better.
Something.
Something, man.
So next 3 games: at Cleveland, at Philly. You end with Carolina. Is that a home game? At home against Carolina.
At home, yeah.
Are we really about to watch these dudes on Christmas Eve get beat by Mr. 20+ allegations himself, bruh?
Mr. 20, man, he gonna. Oh, I think this is the game. I didn't watch his last game. I think this will be
the bounce back game.
This is the bounce back. Like, this is his third, 4th preseason game, whatever, where he really start cooking. People start forgetting about the allegations and everything, man. Watson is back. Franchise quarterback for the Browns.
I just can't. Like, even if it hurts the agenda, bruh, even if it hurts the DA agenda, can we not lose to him, bruh? Can we not? Although I'll say this. Let me say this. If you ask me if I'd rather the Saints beat the Browns or the Saints beat the 11-1 Eagles, bruh. I don't know, bruh. Think about it.
Man.
It's toughy, bruh. No, man.
They ain't beating the Eagles.
They ain't beating the Eagles, bruh?
They ain't beating the Eagles, bro. Ain't happening. Unless they chill. Unless the Eagles just like lay a goose egg. Just cover that bitch just like la la. They are not beating the Eagles, bro. Ain't happening, man.
What I do want to see, though, again, I mean, we'll talk about this as we wrap up. What I do want to see, though, I want to see at least 10 to 14 snaps with Alante on AJ Brown, bro. I need it.
Mm-hmm.
I need it, bro. Because AJ Brown is the type of receiver where he wins with his physicality. He wins kind of by being a bully. And, like Alante don't get bullied, bro. Like, because his body and his stature and just his you don't see cornerbacks typically built like he is be able to be as fast and quick and shifty as he is.
That's the key. Reminds me of Richard Sherman a little bit, but like he's like a better athlete than Richard Sherman. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say take a Saints legend, take like Brandon Browner in his prime, but actually with athleticism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think that's a good. That's a good.
Oh, one thing I wanted the reps, bro. Like,
we didn't talk. Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
Like, it's just a weekly thing, though, man. It's like, come on, man. That was the interception.
It was an interception. It wasn't DPI on Honey Badger.
It wasn't DPI.
It wasn't DPI on Alante Taylor.
I mean, the dome was like, what the fuck? They were boo birds and everything, bro. It was unbelievable.
I mean, you probably missed it, but the Commanders pretty much had a drive where they needed to score a touchdown and get 2-point conversion and tie the game against the Giants tonight, Sunday Night Football. They're at the Giants like 2, and they Heineke throws a pass in the end zone to Curtis Samuel. The Giants defenders defended Curtis Samuel. It is absolutely clear PI. Not as bad as the no call, but like fucking absolutely clear as day PI. Doesn't get called.
Man.
Like, I don't know.
I don't have any analysis. It's just like, it sucks the life out of you when it happens. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't know how the NFL could fix it. I don't think they even are going to try. I mean, I think
it's not even like they are close. They're getting close because they don't have a real sky judge now. But I have seen this year where New York or whoever calls in and corrects a play quickly, but it's not like a system. You know what I'm saying? It's just more just depends on what the players, who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's no system to it.
None.
Like if they had a real system that just like we see it. Like if we see it in real time, the people are like, oh, it's gonna take too much time off the clock. No, like we see it on a replay instantly. Like, okay, that was an interception. You know what I'm saying? If they could just have somebody just call down real quickly, like, that was an interception. Like, why not? Like, what's so hard about that?
Not hard at all, bro. Not hard at all.
Anyway,
it's midnight here. It's 2 a.m. where Ryan is, but we wanted to finish this so it's up by Monday morning so y'all can listen to it on your commute, at work, whatever. Rest of the week, we appreciate you. The holidays are coming up, so please, if you're traveling, be safe. Enjoy your loved one, enjoy your friends, your family, all that. I did want to give a shout out to Alan, who does the hashtag Tailgate Together, a fixture in the hashtag Saints Twitter community. His mom's going through ALS and not doing well. As someone whose mom passed away from ALS last November, it hits home with me. So much love and thoughts and prayers to Alan and his family. And we will be back on Wednesday. Yeah, we'll probably be back on Wednesday. Do the preview pod for the Browns game. Browns game is on Christmas Eve, which is a Saturday, at 10. So we shall see how it goes when they play the Browns. Saints are at 5 wins. Can they get to, bro? If these dudes somehow end up being 8-9, bro, to end the season, I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm done, bro. Could you imagine when all this shit?
It's annoying, bro. Annoying. That would be so annoying.
So annoying, Ryan. So fucking annoying, Ryan. Anyway, they probably won't, but we'll talk about it. We got you guys covered. Thank y'all for the support. We appreciate it. Become a Patreon. It's a holiday season. Become a Patreon. Get a coffee mug, for your loved ones. If if they're fans of the podcast, just become a Patreon. We appreciate all our listeners. With that, we're out.
Peace.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply. When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.